it on. Smith and Henry should be a dynamite matchup.
Merritt gets it back, and Henry at the controls for Marquette.
Houston man-to-man.
Looks at Wade.
Houston, a very physical club. They've got to stay out of foul trouble.
Henry for three at the top of the key. Cordell Henry coming off a 24-point performance yesterday against the Cardinals.
Nothing like senior leadership, especially at the point guard position.
Don't challenge Henry. 38% from three-point range. Over to Okafor, fronts Merritt. Namaka comes over to help out. Okafor, Truscott tried to get it down low to Okafor, knocked out of bounds. And the ball will stay with the Cougars.
Truscott a perfect 6 for 6 in yesterday's ball game. Houston has shot the ball exceptionally well. Marquette won't allow you to shoot it too well. They've held their last 19 opponents to less than 50% shooting. 19 opponents.
39% of the season, their field goal defense. Dominic Smith couldn't get the three to go down, and back the other way. Wade in a hurry. Down the baseline, the reverse jam.
The leap ability. Up, and away.
If you have not seen Dwayne Wade get used to moves like that, may be the most talented player in Conference USA.
He does a little bit of everything. Leads his team in every statistical category except minutes played, and he goes up and throws it down. The 6'4". Where's the defense? Nobody cuts over the baseline, and for a just outstanding. Mr. Wade getting the crowd into it early.
Dominic Smith breaks down the defense, throws it up. Okafor has it. He'll go up with it, strong, and he's fouled.
Dwayne Wade shows that he can bounce it, extend it, and throw it down. If you're Houston, you're concerned about your defensive positioning. You never, ever give up the baseline.
Wade, a guy his size, 6'4", can score, can rebound, can dish the ball, plays very good defense. He's a guy that absolutely can play on the next level.
My goodness, absolutely. He's a stunt pilot in the air. He's a road runner with the ball in his hand, so he's quick, can run. I think he needs to work a little bit more on his outside shot and moving without the basketball to get open.
Foul was on Merritt. Okafor with a couple of free throws, and it's 5-2.
A big body. Knocks down 2 free throws. Houston has to get to the first TV timeout close at hand. They got to shorten the game. Henry
to Blankson for three. Short that time. Followed his own shot, came up with it, and walked.
It's a great hustle play. Followed his own shot. That's Marquette basketball. They will chase it down, rebound, make you put up the effort as well as their coach is up constantly. Tom Crean, Mr. Energy on the sideline.
They out-rebound their opponents by 5 in each game. And you saw why right there with Darte Blankson. Smith running the controls. 15 assists, 0 turnovers in the 2 tournament games for Dominic Smith. Okafor with the turnaround jumper on Barrett.
The fadeaway that hit nothing but the bottom of the sack. Boy, he really used his body to get position on that one.
Soft touch for a guy 6'8", 235. The alley-oop try to Wade. Okafor comes up with the steal. Second turnover for Marquette.
Smith so quick with the dribble. He is the catalyst. Has played in his entire tournament with no turnovers. Amazingly.
Okafor gets it back. Wade the other way. Finds Henry trailing the play.
That's why he leads his club in assists.
And Henry's hurt. He came down bad on his left ankle, and he needs help.
He'll walk it off, but must have come down on another player's foot on the jumper. But watch the great defense first as they trap on the double team now. You think he's going to go all the way to the basket? No, he's going to jump up, give it to his friend for the little jump shot right there. The assist and the bucket. Unselfishness, Marquette style.
One thing about Wade, he leads the team in scoring, but he also averages almost 4 assists a game. So as you said, very unselfish. Oliver working on Wade. Shot clock now under 10. Shelton for 3. Brian Shelton had a couple of trays in that victory over Memphis yesterday.
He has been deadly all tournament long thanks to dribble penetration from a teammate. He spots up, stand-up shooter, got it to go.
Tied at 7.
Houston goes 2-3 zone. Save a little energy. Stay out of foul trouble. Good call by Coach McCallum.
Wade thought about it. Down low. Merritt lost it. Merritt almost came up with the steal. Okafor pulls up. Short that time over Namaka. Henry through 2 defenders, throws up the runner, and it goes down. We saw him do that in the second half of that Louisville victory yesterday. Not once, not twice, 3 times.
Loves to play the game, makes plays, guard play. You split the gap, you throw it up, you get the soft touch and the foul. Look at him just survey the field, so quick in the gap, and then defies gravity going upstairs and super at the free throw line.
He converts the free throw. Any way to stop that floater of his?
Yeah.
Louisville couldn't yesterday.
Maybe Manute Bold at 7'8" could do it, but there's no Manute out here, so he is so good with the bounce.
Smith working on Henry. Great matchup there. Two of the quicker guards in Conference USA. Oliver fouled on the floor by Wade, and we've got a timeout on the floor. Nice quick start to this basketball game. We're 4 minutes, 9 seconds in. The Marquette Golden Eagles trying to win the Conference USA Tournament Championship like they did in '97. They lead by 3 early on. Ben Holland at Pitt and Bobby Knight leading the way for Texas Tech. And I'm a little partial, but I think the job that Tom Crean's done in just his 3rd season with this Marquette program has been just magnificent.
You will get no argument from me. He is such a star in the coaching circles and great to have in this league. They've got to get Trescott involved in the offense for Houston.
By the way, find out who the winner is as Suzuki presents ESPN the Magazine College Basketball Awards during Final Four week in Atlanta. Okafor gets it down low. Trescott throws it up, and it goes in.
He's got to become active. Good post-up player.
Back the other way, Blankson. But first the foul on Shelton.
Trescott down low. If you give him position like that, it's all she wrote. You've got to front him on the low block right here. You cannot let him get that type of position. Give Okafor a credit because of the nice pass down low against the double team.
And Blankson at the line where he's a 58% shooter. It's the first from Hillcrest High School, Country Club Hills, Illinois. Only played 12 minutes against Louisville and didn't put up great numbers, but a steady influence on the floor. Very good rebound.
Violation on the free throw. So Blankson will get another shot opportunity. He and Dwayne Wade, excuse me, called a reporter to tell them of the decision to go to Marquette. It was during a football game in which the Green Bay Packers were playing, and instead of getting on the front page of the paper, it was buried way back when, but now they're playing for respect and getting it.
Hits the free throw, played 8th grade basketball together in high school. Blankson's Hillcrest team always beat Wade's Richards team. Wade says, hey, it was because Hillcrest had the bigger guys. Smith working on Henry. Gets it over to Oliver. 3-point specialist in this tournament.
Beautiful.
That time he hits the runner.
A combination of quickness and strength to elevate, get inside the painted line area, and a good bucket. Staying in the zone.
Henry working on Shelton. Tried to get it down low to Blankson. Shot clock is now down to 10. Wade, hop-stick jump blocked by Okafor. But a foul called on Okafor. Actually called on Dominique Smith.
We talked about Marcus Oliver with the strength and the quickness. First, the ball fake right here. Now he's going to dribble, drive in here, react to the defense. If the defense comes, he'll dish. If they don't, he's going to take it up right there. So no reaction by the Marquette defense, and Oliver paid the price.
Foul was actually on Shelton, his second. And Wade hits the free throw. John Harris into the game. He'll replace Scott Merritt. Travis Diener also sitting at the scorer's table. Wade on.
Gotten off to a much better start here in the semifinals than they did yesterday in the quarters. Boy, that was a close game. It was a one-point game in the second half, and Maryland just blew it open.
Well, look at the Wolfpack all over Virginia by 20. Coming up tonight, always a good one. Even with Carolina having the off year.
Good screening motion for Oliver.
Oh,
He's having a tournament of his life. So confident. Has stepped it up without one of his key teammates down in George Williams. He is really playing well. How about those LSU Tigers winning today?
Your LSU Tigers.
Absolutely.
Henry for three. At that time, Truscott pulls it down. Back the other way. Smith pushes it, waits for his big men to get back. And gets it to one of the big fellas. Okafor double team. Down low, found Truscott.
Okafor with the double team, give him another assist. A little help for his friends, and Houston has really done exactly what Ray McCallum wanted to do. Hang in there early and withstand the storm.
They lead by one. Down low, Harris finds Blankson. Short jumper, no. And Okafor pulls down the rebound. Shelton thought about the three. Back up top, Smith.
Houston, excellent job on the glass, limiting Marquette to one shot only.
Okafor fronts Harris. Now throws one up with the right hand. Okafor doing everything.
Offense, defense, rebounding, passing, shooting. Big fella came to play, and both teams shooting exceptionally well, but Houston lights out.
Henry not that time, and Houston with an opportunity to up its lead. They find Truscott. Goes out of bounds. Marquette will get the basketball back. Second turnover for the Cougars.
Watch Okafor get position. Wait, lean, and get it. So you know he can score, but he can also pass the basketball. Here's one. Here's two defenders, right? He's got to look for an open man. What is he going to do? He goes right in this area to his teammate, and Truscott, the recipient, again. So Okafor, offense and defense, he needs a rest. He's got to catch his wind and get ready to come back in.
Jeremy Maguire replaces Okafor. Maguire played well yesterday, a guy that saw limited time during the regular season, but is out there with the injury to George Williams, and Henry gives it up.
Marquette having difficulty penetrating the Houston zone.
4 turnover for Marquette. Smith working on Harris and Henry up top. Oliver, he's got a couple of buckets. Smith patient with the basketball.
Maguire,
yes, it's down to 6. To the hoop. Short on the layup, and then commits the foul. And a timeout on the floor. But Ray McCallum has to be happy with the way his Cougars have played against Tom Crean's Golden Eagles. 3-point lead for Houston. You're watching Conference USA basketball from ESPN+. The Army of One, brought to you by the United States. States Army. Let's go back to the 1977 Marquette, at that time, Warrior team.
Yes.
Record of 25-7, led by Al McGuire. And they beat North Carolina for the title. Butch Lee had 19, Bo Ellis 14, and great Al McGuire retired after that game. Look at that record, 295-80. And you know a little bit about going to Final Fours, don't you?
Went with LSU, and you've got to be good. You've got to get a little bit of luck. And you got to have an outstanding coach. And Tom Crean getting it done now.
Al McGuire, one of the best.
No question.
Let's go to Jim Brinson on the baseline.
Fellas, I just listened in to Ray McCallum and his conversation with his players as we quickly go the other way. He told his guys, look, run one that presents itself, but what I really want you to do is still maintain your patience. Remember, they're operating with a short bench right now due to injuries. Even though they got that quick point right there, he still wants them to get into half-court offense.
Harris in the paint, goes up with it, scores.
So the tempo is picked up a little bit. Both teams getting up and down the floor. And I think running in the offensive set for Houston, very important because size inside. Trescott, really good as a post-up player. But they'll swing it around. He can seal the defender and take it up strong.
Terry Price on the floor for Houston. Oliver pulls up the fadeaway jumper. No. Back the other way, Marquette. Marquette absolutely has turned up the pace in this contest.
And this zone has taken away the effectiveness of Cordell Henry. He's not dribble driving into the lane area as often.
Diener finds Henry up top. Diggs.
Nice ball movement.
Harris, the left hand.
The emotional leader for Marquette with some offense off the bench. I'm sorry, you saw they got the defense to move, swing the ball from side to side, dump it down low, and then explode to the 10.
Averages just over 4 points again, John Harris, but looked nice there with his offensive move. 1 point lead for Houston. Under 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Dominic Smith hits the three. And since that timeout, I've seen a more aggressive Dominique Smith on the floor looking more for his shot.
He has learned how to play the point. He thinks pass first, but he still has that two-guard mentality where he can shoot it.
Henry shoots it for three.
What's good for you, I can do as well. So the point guard's lighting it up.
Henry scored in double figures 23 games this season. 15 a ball game, comes up with a tray there. 22-21, Houston on top. Oliver for three. Not that time.
Everything but the basket. Corner's wide open.
Henry pulls up inside the line that time. A two.
Oh, he's sensational. The guiding light for Marquette. Shining bright early.
Golden Eagles lead by one.
First run by Marquette. Houston has to weather it. They can't turn it over again.
McGuire gives it up. Second turnover. Back the other way, Henry.
They kick ball situation will go the other way. But what an acrobatic shot by Henry that won't count.
We're at the First Star Center in Cincinnati, Ohio. First semifinal game of the evening. Men's Conference USA Basketball Tournament. Houston and Marquette. I'm Luke Cadellis. Jordy Hultberg is alongside. Jim Brinson handling our pregame, halftime, postgame duties, as well as working the sidelines, keeping us up to date on injuries and other news around the arena. Wade up top. Diggs for three. And he hits.
Excellent ball movement. Got the zone to shift. And now Marquette starting to warm up to the occasion.
David Diggs, a very good three-point shooter. He has 21 this season and a 30-second timeout for Ray McCallum.
Marquette on a run. First, you move the basketball. You swing it around. You knock down the three ball. When the defense adjusts and comes out, then you take it inside, right? Cordell Henry. Scissors. Waits. Shoots it closer. Gets it to drop as well. And then he can show you again, he can take it deep as well. Get it inside. Kick it outside. And Cordell Henry filling it up. Marquette takes a deficit and now up by 4.
Wade, Henry, Two top scorers for the Golden Eagles. Weighted almost 18 a game. Henry, 15. Both shoot well from the field and three-point range. And they also both like to dish the ball off. Henry already 13 points in this contest. Third-team All-Conference USA last year. Second-team All-Conference USA this season, his senior season.
First-team All-Conference USA tournament this season, the way he's playing.
Okafor double team, throws one up, but a foul away from the ball.
Better adjustment that time by Marquette as they doubled down on Okafor. They really sealed the lane area to take away any passing angle that he may have. Had to force up an ill-advised shot, got bailed out on the play.
Travis Steiner the foul. Houston the basketball. Under 8 minutes to go here in the first half. They trail by 4. They led throughout most of this first half, and then Marquette had the hot hand from the field in the last couple of minutes to take the lead. Truscott at the free throw line. The soft touch for the big fella.
So that time Truscott adjusted. They got double teamed on Okafor. Instead of him going to the basket where the traffic was, he slid out by the free throw line, wide open, dropped it down.
Wade to Diggs. Back to Wade, who pulls up inside the line too hard. Okafor gobbles up that board. Third rebound for Okafor. Okafor against Harris to the bucket. Lost control of the basketball. Goes out of bounds. Turns it over. And after a timeout, Marquette will come back with the basketball. Houston hanging in there right now with the 10th-ranked Golden Eagles. Ray McCallum has his team prepared. 26-24, Marquette leads. In the 60s today after they were 1-2 degrees when we first got here on Monday. Semifinal action. Marquette leads by a bucket. Both these teams shooting the lights out here in the first half. Each club shooting over 60%.
And got a dandy coming up with Charlotte and Cincinnati. So, yes, Houston hanging in there because their head coach early in the season, Ray McCallum, because he doesn't have that much depth. When his club would make a mistake or two, he wouldn't get on them. He showed them encouragement. Now, they're not afraid to make a mistake. They play the game, and they let the game come to them.
Wade gets his defender in the air and draws the foul from Okafor.
So that gives you a lot of confidence when you don't look over your shoulder after a mistake. Am I going to come out? Ray McCallum says, no, stay and keep playing.
The foul was on Shelton, his third. So what does Ray McCallum do? He goes to his bench. And Jeremy Maguire will come into the game at the next whistle. And Shelton, a tough loss again, because McCallum is dealing with such a short bench.
Good defense. Houston a lot quicker than people give them credit for, and they have that inside banger in Okafor.
Wade for 3, short.
Nice
Namaka tips it, no. Blankson comes down with it, and the reverse lay-in.
Effort, hustle play.
Shelton for 3 before he leaves the game with 3 fouls, and he knocks down the tray.
Each of his 3 games he's been in, he has been deadly from behind the arc.
2 threes already today. Henry thought about it, now drives to the bucket, loses it. Namaka picks up the loose change and finishes off.
A very physical game, good no call. But Namaka was there to pick up the trash.
Smith finds Okafor. Merritt comes out to pick him up because he'll take that 3.
Namaka doing a nice job of fronting Truscott on the low block.
Thought about it. Puts the ball on the floor. Works on Merritt. Finds Oliver, who throws one up. He's short, and Merritt pulls down the rebound. Back the other way. Way down the baseline. Not that time.
Explosive to the 10, but couldn't get it to drop. Houston slows down the tempo.
Houston with an opportunity to tie this game. We're close within one. Don't forget, you can follow all 14 Conference USA teams on the website, www.c-usasports.com. Down the baseline, Smith.
Great hands.
Finds Truscott, who turns around, has it blocked by Namaka, and back the other way, Marquette. Now we're seeing some of that tough Golden Eagle defense they played all during the regular season, and Henry makes them pay with the tray at the other end.
One of the best in transition. He likes to stop and pull up and take the jumper. Quick as a cat, and Tommy Green is urging his club to stamp the floor and play some defense.
And now Marquette with its largest lead. Smith to Okafor, double team, throws one up, no, loose on the floor. There's a whistle, and the foul will be called on Odarte Blankson.
In transition, Cordell Henry with 16 points thanks to the quickness and the bullseye shooting ability from deep. Look at the rotation. Look at the net just swish. Cordell Henry, big-time player in a big-time performance.
Three-point shooting so far, Marquette 4 for 9. Houston 3 for 5, and Houston's coming off a game in which they shot 71% from three-point land.
Marquette, Tom Crean starting to wear down a little bit on Houston. It's getting very difficult once you get the ball down low to make any type of a play. Truscott, you see him getting some wind, had 14 against Memphis. Must hit free throws, and they want to finish the half in a good fashion.
Short on the free throw.
Maybe a little fatigue factor.
Wade in the paint. Oh, is it rejected by McGuire? It came out of nowhere. And Smith wastes no time at the other end. Truscott comes up with it. No.
Oh, leave it alone.
No bucket.
Leave it alone.
McGuire touched it while it was still on the rim, but we do have a foul before that play.
Ray McCallum, a player's coach, gets the most out of very little.
All over it. Tell me you at least sent it to the dry cleaner. Tell me you at least sent it to the dry cleaner.
I got news for you, fellas. It was a hefty bill, a very hefty bill to get it done.
And if I know Jim, he's not paying for it.
You're right.
Marquette leads by 5. And if I know Jim, it didn't go to the cleaners, and I pity our crew that's working with him.
Oh, goodness. Very important part of the ball game now for Houston.
Diener for 3.
Can't leave him open.
No, you can't. He shoots 43% from three-point range. 4th best three-point shooter in the league.
Gives you 24 minutes a game. What a freshman find for Marquette. Handles it and can shoot the lights out. Now, Oliver can blow past Diener if he wants.
Pulls up, found Okafor, stripped away. Truscott gets it back and finishes.
Well, Henry had the quick hands deflect, but nice follow by Truscott, who's starting to step it up a little bit. Now they've got to come up with a stop. Uh-oh.
Diener again for 3. Why not?
Uh-oh.
Says, hey, no one's going to pick me up. I'm just going to keep target practice out here.
Cordell Henry attracts so much attention with his penetrating ability. That's a shooter's dream to have a point guard like Cordell Henry.
Truscott takes a look at Okafor. Harris had a hand in there. Thought he batted it away, but it'll be called for the foul, his second.
Diener, well, you know he can shoot it. There's a nice screen right there. Frees him up. So he uses a screen to get behind the line, and then watch Henry with the penetration. He just spots up, and look at the rotation. Oh, look at the follow-through. It's absolutely beautiful, and every shooting guard loves to have a point guard that can penetrate, and Marquette shooting the lights out.
Over 50% from three-point range, and actually, Diener's made Henry a better scorer on the floor, too, because Diener can handle the basketball when asked. Truscott tried to get it to Okafor. He does.
Physical play.
Two big fellas taken over underneath. Truscott with 9, Okafor with 6. Diener keeps it alive for Marquette. Henry thought about it, gets it to Blanks in the reverse lay-in.
Unselfish. Henry had the opportunity. Remember, he's got 16 points, but he gave it up to a teammate inside the lane area. Great play. Houston needs a bucket in a bad way.
Blankson has 4. Trail by 9. To Truscott. Over to Smith. Looking for an opening. Good defense from Blankson. The line drive shot, no, but there's a foul on the floor. Give it to Diener.
Well, Diener had to block out Truscott. Anytime you shoot the ball from the corner, invariably it's going to be a long rebound to the other side. Diener went, golly, I'm 6 feet. Truscott's a lot bigger than me. I've got to hold him down a little bit. And the official on the spot with the call. Much to the consternation of Tom Crean, didn't believe it.
17 fouls, so Truscott will go to the line, where he's 1 for 4. Louis Truscott, 6 foot 6 inch, 220-pound junior.
I think he listened to the free throw advice. Saw how he bent his knees and raised up on his toes on the follow-through.
Local kid in Houston, Texas. Started his collegiate career at Nebraska and then transferred.
Fatigue. Watch how low he bends his knees. Let's see if he raises up on his toes. Yes, he does. Automatic.
7-point deficit for the Cougars as we approach halftime.
Wade working that baseline area, looking for the alley-oop.
They get it to Wade.
Bingo.
He throws one up and it goes down.
Didn't get the alley-oop, but he got the short corner pass and took it up over the defender. Marquette relentless on the defensive pressure.
Smith finds McGuire. Ooh, Wade almost had the steal. Oliver tried to get it down low to Truscott, back the other way.
Show me something.
They do. To Wade for the finish.
Give it up. Sometimes you get it back. And Wade with the finish. And Marquette on a run.
Golden Eagles enjoying their largest lead. Tom Crean is all fired up on the sidelines. He is happy with the way his team has responded after a slow start.
Look at that face. Look at his fired
up.
Put me in, coach.
And now the Marquette fans on their feet making noise here at the First Star Center. And Dominique Smith turns it over.
Little carry of the rock. A turnover. Now Marquette will hold it by 1. Great defense generates offense. And sometimes as they make one too many passes, sometimes if you give it up right now, sometimes you'll get it back. And here we go. Make the quick diagonal pass and then keep going to the hole and get it upstairs. And there it is. And when you're 6'4" and can jump out the gym, you can hang a little bit and have a little showtime in Conference USA time.
Wade actually sat out his freshman year because of grades, and he has made everyone on this Marquette roster a better basketball player this season. Marquette leads by 11. All-time career three-point shooters for the Golden Eagles, and there's Cordell Henry's name.
Well, he's not going to catch Tony Miller because he's a senior, but boy, what a great senior season he has had. The late legendary Al McGuire, the first thing he told Tom Crean, for Marquette to become a good basketball team, Cordell Henry has to buy into the system. He's got to become a team player. Give it up first. The points will come to him. He's adjusted to that, and look where Marquette is today.
From Whitney Young High School in Chicago, played his prep ball with Quentin Richardson, who was at DePaul, and now is with the LA Clippers, having a pretty good NBA career. And this is rookie season, all the way to the hoop.
You saw who blocked it?
Rejected by Dwayne Wade. Smith. The guy plays both ends.
I mean, you know, I could have been a great player if I could jump like this guy, but my goodness, the elevator man. Take me to the top floor. Send it out. Beautiful play. 2.3, got to get a quick look.
Okafor will inbound. Let's see if it goes to Oliver or Smith in three-point range.
Ooh, Oliver was open. They waited too long.
There's Oliver in three-point range. Can't get the jumper to go down, and that is all she wrote here in the first half. Houston played well in the first 10, 12 minutes of the first half, but Marquette did then what they do best. They play tough defense. They lead by 11. Let's go to Jim Brinson.
Thank you very much. Right now with head coach Tom Crean, what changed it for you in that last 7 minutes to give you the lead going in?
Our intensity moved up. You know, we started out the game well, and we tried to do a few things against the zone that weren't there. We got away from our game plan. We got to be playing as tough as we can possibly play this time of year. That means inside the paint, it's going to be a real battle, and we got to make sure we're a part of it.
We'll see you in the second half. Tom Crean, back to you, Lou.
All right, thank you very much, Jim Brinson. We'll get it back to you in a moment. Marquette going for its 26th win of the season, ranked 10th in the country. Houston saying, no, we're going to go to the finals. You know what? We've had all the luck in this tournament, and Tom Crean then said, with 7 minutes left to play in the first half, I'm going to have my guys do what they do best, play tough defense. Henry took over, say to Dwayne Wade. Marquette leads by 11. We'll be back with the American Century Halftime Report from Studio 66 after this. Coming off a 24-point performance against Louisville yesterday.
He's so deadly with the basketball in his hand. He fills the lane, gets the assist from Wade, then splits the gap, throws up the floater, and gets it to drop. And then if you play off, watch him stop, pop, and hit nothing but the bottom of the sack. He led the way early in the first half, picking up as he did yesterday. Watch the shot chart. You see that the ones inside help create the ones on the outside. Because of the dribble penetration ability, the defense plays off, then he spots up and hits the three.
How do you defend Cordell Henry if you're Dominique Smith?
Get a lot of help from your friends.
Truscott led the way for Houston with 11, Henry 16, Wade 8. Two other players had 6 from Marquette. Those two players, Blankson and Diener. For up top, Oliver. And he hits the three. For Marcus Oliver, his first tray in this ball game. He had 8 in the first 2 mock matchups here in the conference tournament. Elsewhere in college basketball today, North Carolina State by 20 over Virginia. Blankson muscled one up, didn't go down. Knocked out of bounds by Houston, so Marquette catches a break and keeps the basketball.
Houston has to really get out the gate early here defensively. They've got to lock down and limit to 1 shot. You have to force Henry to the middle where you can get some help side.
Namaka in the paint, hands it off to Merritt, who jumps and hits.
Just too big, shot over the top. Really, the jump stop split the gap between defenders, and the baby hook, tough to defend.
Too big at 6'10", you're right. Down low, Truscott. Back to Namaka, fronts him, and he's fouled.
Whereas Merritt uses his size to shoot the jump hook, Truscott will use his quickness. Here comes the pass. Watch him jump, split the gap, and then the baby hook with the shoulder square to the basket. Got it done for Merritt. Truscott on the other end used the quickness and drew the foul.
First 2 points for Merritt in the game, and Truscott back to the line. He has struggled at the free throw line. He's now 4 for 7 today. Third-team All-Conference USA, Louis Truscott, trying to take over for the injured George Williams. Williams, if you missed it, team captain for Houston, not playing in this contest. Severely sprained ankle in yesterday's victory over Memphis.
Nice.
Blankson had it stripped by Shelton. They'll call Truscott for the foul. And Shelton's happy because Shelton was there too, and Shelton has 3 fouls. So for Truscott, that's his first. And Blankson will go to the line. Blankson has 6, 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. Missed 4 games early in the season with a stress fracture in his left foot. Came back strong. One of the top rebounders on this Marquette squad.
Houston getting to the line more often, but Marquette more accurate. Very important that Houston matches the intensity that Marquette doles out. So they've got to really be aggressive, get it inside, and take it to the basket.
Smith wants movement.
He's holding it too much. Not enough movement of the pass.
Couldn't find anyone open. Shelton takes a look down low. They find Okafor, who just muscles his way in. Couldn't get the little short jumper to go down.
And the cameramen feel the brunt of Okafor's frustration.
Okafor's tired already. 6'8", 235. He's carrying around some weight.
Well, he's got to make the shot. I mean, that's right in front of the rim. He's got to put that down, and now you got to clear the deck. Here it comes. Do they bail out? No, they're looking for that perfect shot. Way to hang in there. Took the charge. Maybe he bailed a little soon.
Wade lays one in.
Wade now has double figures, and that is the 15th consecutive game that he's done that.
He's actually done it in 30 of 31. Wade makes it an 11-point Marquette lead. Timeout for Ray McCallum in Houston. Lead by 11. Let's take a look at shooting the rock. Brought to you by Rolling Rock. Grab a rock. Field goal shooting. Marquette 61%. Houston 52%.
You would think Houston would be pleased shooting 52%, but they're down 11. That means Marquette causing turnovers, getting more shots at the basket.
Houston's been able to do something that no team's been able to do in the last 20 games against Marquette, and that's shoot over 50% in a game.
Nice up and under.
Okafor right around Merritt. Top two shooting teams in Conference USA. Houston number 1, Marquette number 2. Wade pulls up and hits the jumper inside the line.
Plays under control today. Yesterday in the quarters he was a little wild, and Tom Crean sat him down, talked to him a little bit. Then when he came back in, he made play after play after play. Today, different story.
Oliver works on Wade, and Blankson comes up with a steal. They've got numbers, 2-on-1 to Blankson, and he finishes.
Shelton wouldn't foul. That would have been his 4th. Nice pass to give it to Henry so they could get it back to him. So Henry with the assist. Blankson, nice play.
Largest lead, 13 for Marquette. Blankson has 9.
Wade on Oliver is really taking him out of his offensive rhythm.
Smith pulls up in three-point territory now. Way the other way.
Guard that can rebound and run it.
Namaka for 3, and he hits.
Offensive execution. Excellent handling it, passing it, and shooting it. And right now, Houston looks a little fatigued, a little slower on the bounce.
Golden Eagles on a 10-2 run, thanks in large part to their three-point shooting, where they're 7 for 12. Oliver thought about it, puts it on the floor, has it poked away by Namaka, but Smith is there. Down low, they try to get the ball to Prescott, knocked out of bounds. Timeout on the floor. Marquette starting to open up its lead now on Houston. Thanks to Namaka, Cordell Henry, and Blankson. You're watching Conference USA Basketball from ESPN+.
Into the second half with 6 minutes to go on the clock. They had a big opportunity to warm up, get stretched, and when you're a guard, you like your big guys to set a screen up. You set the screen, Harrison, boing, take him down. Unbelievable screen. But Marquette came out, got loose for the second half, Lou, and they picked it up and have stretched this lead.
17 points, the advantage. Truscott got Terry Sanders in the air, drew the foul, no shot.
You better communicate on defense. You better say screen left, or if not, you're going to fall on the deck. Okafor, use your mouth and communicate to help your teammate, or he's going to be seeing stars.
And Tom Crean is in disbelief right now. Last bucket they counted here by Louis Truscott.
The foul right there. Oh, he's still on the ground. You can't count that. That's in that 3-letter league. He's down on the ground. Here comes the foul. No way. But a little
Prescott.
You got to get lucky
First
now.
three-point play. You're right. Tom Crean's crew still up 14. Henry right by Okafor. Short. Wade comes down with it. No. And Prescott gets his guys to take it the other way. 5th rebound for Prescott. Nice. Shelton. Free throw line extended.
Lou, Houston has to do more of that. They've got to pick up the tempo now. They cannot survive in a half-court game against Marquette's defense. They've got to get out in a running situation and take shots before Marquette settles in.
Speaking of running, Cougars on an 8-love run. Diener cross-court almost turned it over. And Prescott fouls Wade.
Shelton picked up 3 fouls in the first half. They need his offensive prowess as he takes it right to left with the floater that drops and the bench back in it. They want to stay and play another day. So Williams in the middle, not being able to play because of the ankle injury, but still supporting his team and into the game.
Second foul for Prescott. Leading scorer was 16 for Houston.
Houston goes zone to conserve some energy, hopefully to rebound and run.
Harris up top, Diener. Wade almost gave it back. Diener finds Wendell. Here comes Oliver. He's got Smith ahead of the pack. Oliver pulls up short, fouls his shot, goes up again and draws the foul from John Harris.
And all of a sudden, Houston starting to run a little bit. You've got to get into the passing lanes and watch where the passer's eyes are. Now, here we go. Right here, you see how he's into the passing lane. Look at his eyes. And boom, and he's going to take off down the floor. You must anticipate every shot being a miss. He does, goes back and gets it, and then gets just hacked in the act.
First free throws for Oliver. He has 10. He's coming off a career game yesterday against Memphis when he had a career-high 26 points, thanks in large part to 5 threes. Hits the free throws.
Here's a coach.
It's down to 10.
There's a coach that won't let his team give in. He's a battler. He was a heck of a player himself. Knows that it's never over.
He could still play the game. Ray McCallum, head coach. Terrific career at Ball State.
So again, the zone very effective for Houston. Recognize the shooters. That's Diener.
Wade.
Shot clock a factor.
It's down the floor, and Wade came up with it. No. Has another crack at it. It's loose. Wade grabs it, finds Diener. Diener needs help. To Blankson, who muscles his way in and is going to be called for the offensive foul. And he caught an elbow in the mouth. And we've got a timeout on the floor. And what once was a 20-point Marquette lead is now down to 10. Patrick Okafor and crew fighting back. Marquette fans don't like it. To the Reds, Bengals, and Bearcats who will play Charlotte next. Here, this is the first semifinal matchup, and Marquette leads Houston 61-51.
It's all about hustle. It's all about effort. Both clubs giving everything they have. First, aggressive on the boards, aggressive on the floor, diving for it, then taking it inside where only the strong survive. And here comes the chop to the jaw. My goodness, Tom Crean did not like the call. Now watch his effort. Watch his energy. There's a left. There's a right. Boom! Another right. That's why they put padding on that table right there, because you could hurt yourself, big boy.
A couple of players in the NBA pulled that earlier this season, and they're out. Broken hands. Careful, coach. Big opportunity here for Houston. Get that deficit back down to digits. Oliver to the hoop.
Oliver with a little quickness. The timeout really helped him. He's reinvigorated himself in Houston, right back in the game, down 8.
First Star Center, Cincinnati, Ohio is the place. Men's Conference USA basketball tournament. First semifinal game between Marquette and Houston. I'm Luke Cadellis. Jordy Hultberg's here. Jim Brinson's working the sidelines. And Marquette now with 8 turnovers.
Dwayne Wade did not recognize the defense. They've gone from a 2-1-2 to a 1-2-2. He tried to throw the skip pass. Didn't realize his teammate didn't have the ups that he has. Smith has to move the basketball.
Makes his move, pulls up short. Harris pulls down the rebound.
Comes the Roadrunner.
Henry pushes it up in a hurry. Looks for an opening. Finds Namaka. And Namaka hits.
Get the ball in Cordell Henry's hands and good things happen.
Namaka ends at 12-0 Houston run, Jordy. Sorry.
You saw on the other end Dominic Smith too much of the bounce with nowhere to go with it. He's got to move the basketball.
Okafor was double teamed there. Henry almost forced a turnover, but Houston will keep it.
Get it to Cordell Henry. Let's see what he can do with it. Right here. Now there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4. Somebody's got to be open. Boom, 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 boom. And you got the wide open jumper. See the defense, react to the defense, and then make the defense pay.
Back up top, Smith. Smith's played almost every minute in this game. He pulls up short on the jumper, loose on the floor. Henry picks it up.
Beautiful.
Finds Wade. What a feed from Henry.
The catalyst gets it done again. And just like that, it's up to 12.
5th all time on the Marquette list when it comes to assists. Okafor fronts Merritt. He'll take him to the bucket. Wade comes over to help out, but first the foul on Merritt.
Maybe one of the best backcourts in the country. Henry, head up at all times. The bounce pass to his teammate. And Wade with the finish. Look at this. The head is up. Leads him at just the right time, and you get good results. Backcourt play, oh, so important this time of the year.
Okafor at the free throw line, found Truscott all alone.
Quick hops. And another assist by Okafor.
6 assists for the big guy. Wade finds Diener for 3. Short. Back up top, Henry.
Fresh 35, take your time. Oh, why not?
Wade in and out with a short jumper.
Okafor, a man on the glass.
Holy Cross beats American. Ralph Willard's squad is going to the NCAA basketball tournament.
And Ralph Willard was a head coach at Western Kentucky, and one of his assistants right there, Tom Crean, learning from a good coach and now in control of his own ship.
Crean was an assistant at Western Kentucky, Pitt, Michigan State, where he won an NCAA title, 2 Big Ten titles. Here in Cincinnati, he's trying to win a Conference USA tournament championship. 10-point lead for the Golden Eagles.
1-2-2 zone, Marquette. Back to man-to-man. Good switch out.
Oliver pulls up, long on the jumper, and Truscott knocks it out. Timeout on the floor. Wade on the bench, watching his team, trying to hold on to its double-digit advantage. You're watching Conference USA basketball from ESPN+. And they lead here by 10. win 65-55. By the way, when the Golden Eagles lead at halftime 20-1 this season, it's one of the reasons they're leading, these two guys.
It's the Marquette two-headed monster, right? Wade, Henry, double-figure scores. They both distribute the basketball, and they both handle it extremely well. And if you're going to play for Tom Crean, you better defend well as well, and they do that.
Henry a senior, Wade a sophomore. So Wade will be back next season. He'll need a new point guard on the floor to get him the basketball.
For Diener as the screen comes, he's open.
Shot clock's down to 6. Marquette will have to do something in a hurry. Henry pulls up on the baseline. No. Truscott had it and was fouled by Namaka.
Even though Henry couldn't get it to drop, you can see how he can help his club out simply with the ability to create something for himself, and that's what good teams have. They have that one go-to guy. When everything else fails, he can get a good shot up at the basket.
16th foul on Marquette. Houston will start shooting some free throws. Give him a chance to get back in this game. Truscott cross court right into our lap. They give it back. Ray McCallum.
Notice he doesn't get on his team when they make a mistake. Just keep playing, and the turnover factor not involved, despite all the physical nature and the quickness of both teams.
Both teams do a nice job protecting the basketball. Henry with a nice job hitting from the free throw line.
He's another one, just like Joby Thomas at Charlotte. Loves to go from his right to his left. Seems to square his shoulders better and takes a better look at the hoop.
Henry with 20. Okafor working on Harris. Diggs came over for a moment. Namaka helped out, and Okafor will be called for the offensive foul. Harris has been begging for that call all game long. You finally got it.
I thought Dwayne Wade was the Marquette Golden Eagle that wanted to be an actor. But watch, maybe he's giving some lessons to his teammates. Is this a flop or not? Okay, we go the other way. Good job, Harris, with position. Okafor, well, a bowling ball knocking down the pin.
Diener couldn't knock down that tray.
Houston has to push it, has to run.
Truscott, jumper of his own, and he hits over Harris.
And you can't let Marquette's defense set up because they double up too much and they adjust too well. So push it down the floor, and Truscott hits the corner jumper, and McCallum calls a timeout.
Truscott with 20, Henry with 20. Back to the 10-point lead for Marquette. 5:45 left to play. Game 2 of our semifinal matchup pits Charlotte and Cincinnati. And then the championship game here in Cincinnati tomorrow morning.
Look at this teamwork. Everybody, arms around each other. They talk about chemistry. Marquette preaches it. They live it. They do everything together. They've got great chemistry.
Golden Eagles 25-5 going into this matchup. Here are the brackets of the Conference USA Tournament in Cincinnati. Marquette and Houston reached the semifinal round after the Golden Eagles beat Louisville and the Cougars upset Memphis. As I said, Cincinnati, Charlotte coming up. Bearcats blew out South Florida, and the 49ers got by Tulane last night.
Can Bobby Lutz get to the finals for the 4th straight year? He's won 2 out of 3 tournament titles since he's been in Charlotte. He's got a monster task ahead of him. Cincinnati looked really, really good against South Florida. Dominating.
Henry pulls up. Not that time. Oliver high to get the board.
Ooh-wee, did he get up.
Smith threw an elbow into Henry. Henry said, hey, how about a call? Didn't get it. Smith took advantage.
They used the bank, and it was open today in Cincy.
You may see Smith start to take over offensively. He's their leading scorer at almost 16 a game.
They'll give him that shot. Oh, he buries it.
And Diggs will take it.
Pick your poison, right? Diggs dug a deeper hole for Houston.
working on Henry. Oliver tried to get it down the Okafor. Over to Shelton. Back the other way, Oliver. Throws one up as he made his way into the paint area, was fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. Diener the foul, his third, and Oliver back to the line where he's 2 for 2. Oliver's had a great tournament. 26 yesterday, thanks to 5 threes against Memphis. That was a career high. He also had a big effort in the first game against East Carolina.
Dwayne Wade was going to check into the lineup for Tom Crean, but after Diggs made the jumper, Tom said, come back and sit down next to me. It's amazing. You hit a couple shots, you stay and play.
Not that Wade hasn't played well. He has 16.
Oh, absolutely. But Diggs hit that corner jumper, and Tom Crean liked the offense. Great screen. Good recognition by Diener. Hasn't hit a couple of shots the last trips down. Passed it up.
Diener didn't pass that shot up. Henry knocks it down.
He utilizes the high screen, and no one hedges out for Ray McCallum's team. And he's going, guys, you give me the tight collar. We got to let it go. We got to play defense. Here comes the screen right here. Nobody hedges over, and Henry just fills it up as he has all tournament long. The defense must react and get the ball out of his hands.
Henry with 23 in this matchup. He had 24 yesterday against the Cardinals. Stepping up his play in Conference USA tournament time.
Houston has to make their run now. We're coming down to cases with the clock. The clock is the enemy. They've got to get good looks at the bucket.
Dominique Smith for
big,
3.
Big. See if they stay in the zone or if they go back man-to-man. They're going to stay 2-3. Splits the gap again.
Diener to Henry, and Henry looks over the floor and takes another one. Long that time. Merritt keeps it alive. Oliver tracks it down.
Got to push it. Shelton open on the wing if they look for him.
Dominique Smith draws the foul from Henry. And for Henry is first.
Cordell Henry looking for the chicken wing call. You know, he says he's pushing off a little bit. Diggs takes a seat. Wade does check in for the stretch run. Henry never wants to come out of the game. Wants to stay and play a full 40 every night.
Timeout on the floor. Wade is back. Henry wants to go the last 3:20. His team will need him on the floor. Marquette leads by 10, 73-63. Don't forget, more semifinal action coming up next. Charlotte and Cincinnati. About a half hour after the conclusion of this game. You and I saw Charlotte last night beat Tulane. We also saw Cincinnati beat up South Florida.
Well, Charlotte has to play their best game of the season. Joby Thomas has to hit from outside, but I really believe Charlotte has to get Cam Stevens involved early. He's got to come up with huge numbers and stay out of foul trouble for Charlotte to have a shot. Okafor looking up in the crowd. Can they have it with 3:20 to go? Do they have what it takes to make one more run?
Doesn't look like fatigue set in with this Houston team yet.
Not now. It's they realize they've got to continue with the enthusiasm and the energy to make a run. They've got to pick up the defensive pressure, create some turnovers, and knock down free throws.
And many didn't give this Houston team much of a chance here at the conference tournament. But they shocked everyone with a win over Memphis yesterday. Memphis, the number 3 seed. And now they're hanging in against Marquette, the number 2 seed. 8-point advantage for Marquette. Both teams fight to the end. 3:20 left to play. Diener and the Golden Eagles trying to hold on and advance to the championship game. Both teams continue their torrid shooting. Houston 54% from the floor. Marquette 56%. Right now it's the Golden Eagles up 8.
If I'm Houston, I've got to make someone other than Cordell Henry beat me. So you got to get it out of his hands. Don't let him get it back. They stay in the zone.
Jim Brinson's on the baseline. He was listening in to Ray McCallum. What did he say?
Well, I'll tell you quickly here, it was very simple and to the point. He says, got 3 minutes left. Give me the best 3 minutes of your entire basketball career. Lay it for me on the line right now. We've got a chance to do something very special in 3 minutes.
Wade almost lost it, got it back, and then threw up the line drive with perfect form.
Just as he did late in the Louisville game. Big shot.
Smith comes back. No. Loose. Oliver had it, lost it, knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Houston.
Both teams, consummate effort. Never giving up, fighting just like their coaches expect them to fight. But how about Dwayne Wade? Shot clock a factor, just takes it. Look at the ability, raises over the defense and knocks it down. Big play.
Marquette defense making it tough for Houston to even find an opening to shoot. Okafor does and hits.
Oh, the big guy steps it out and knocks it down, and still within striking range at 8.
He has 10 points. Houston will not go away.
He's got to challenge every shot. And Henry wants it in his hands. He'll get it back. Now watch him spread the floor, let him drive.
Shot clock down to 10. Finds Merritt.
Diener was fouled on the baseline, and he's an excellent free throw shooter.
He was run over by Okafor. For Okafor, his second foul.
Coaching for today and coaching for the tournament. An effective squad with great guard play. Smarts on the court. Using the clock, making the defenders foul, and then stepping up to the line and making free throws when the opportunity presents itself.
Smith's momentum carried him into Henry. Foul on Dominique Smith, his second.
Next foul will be the bonus situation for Marquette. Just smart execution, utilizing the clock.
Henry almost at the mid-court line. Marquette really spreading their offense, challenging Houston to come out and get them. Diener spins against Shelton all the way to hoop, and he gets it to go down.
How about the freshman learning from the senior to take it to the basket and challenge the rim?
Dominique Smith for 3, misses everything.
You utilize the clock. You spread the floor. You make things happen. Good spin dribble. Take it to the basket. Lay it up high off the glass. And look at the fans. There's 1 off their feet. There's 2 off their feet. There's 3 off their feet. They're happy. And they're exciting. And they're going to be going to the championship game up 10.
What poise from Diener, the freshman.
Well, he had a great tutor, a great mentor.
His dad.
His dad and his fellow teammate, Cordell Henry. And the coach is saying, thank you for being at my school, and he has been on the money all day long.
Cordell Henry, our American Century on the money player of the game with 23 points. 9 for 16 from the floor, 6 assists. Championship game will be tomorrow morning. So not that much time to get ready for the Cincinnati Bearcats or Charlotte 49ers.
But you know what? It's a tournament championship, and they smell it, they want it, they'll regroup, they'll get off their feet, and they'll be ready to go tomorrow, and you can book it.
Dominique Smith was fouled by Merritt.
You can take a look at Marquette and their bench. Some of these guys really wanted to get into the ball game early, but Houston, so feisty, so tough, wouldn't give in. And that's a testament to their coach, their style of play, and that's a program that is on the rise. You know, they won yesterday, and that was their 18th win of the season. And that's the first time since, gee whiz, 1992. And how about postseason play for Houston? NIT. I think they deserve it.
Absolutely. Dominique Smith, a senior. Might be his last game unless they get an invite to the NIT. Patrick Okafor, also a senior. Terry Price didn't see much action, as well as senior.
Marquette has the style of play. They have the bench depth. They have the fiery coach on the sideline. They played in a very difficult league. They've had very big wins. And Tom Crean, don't forget the fact that he has had experience in the NCAA tournament at Michigan State. They won one. They got to the championship in another. And despite the fact that they have 5 seniors, this team, no one's ever been in postseason play. But under his tutelage, they'll be ready.
Smith in a hurry, back the other way now. And a foul on the floor. Give it to Diener. And for Diener is 4th. I don't think anyone will question whether Marquette belongs in the NCAA. Absolutely not.
It's just how high of a seed will they be?
Number
right
3,
now,
number 4.
They're fighting for a 2 seed. It's all within their hands, depending on what they do tomorrow.
Ranked 10th in the country. A victory here will make Marquette 26-5. Last year they were 15-14. 15-14 in each of their first 2 seasons under Tom Crean.
Boy, Truscott stepped up big.
Truscott will be around again next year, a junior. So will George Williams, who again not able to play in this contest. Only played 2 minutes yesterday against Memphis. Team leader, team captain for the Cougars, out with a severely sprained ankle.
Outstanding tournament run by Williams and his teammates. It will only help them improve to become better next year. Be a difficult out in Conference USA play. 2 outstanding young coaches getting their programs back. Houston under Guy Lewis in that era was so much success with the great players they had. And then, of course, Marquette under the legendary late Al McGuire and all the success that they had. 2 historic programs back on the rise.
Oliver looks for an opening, throws one up and scores. And a quick timeout for Ray McCallum.
He's coaching for the future, trying to instill in his team that never give up attitude, and I like that.
The way they shoot threes, he's probably still coaching for this game. They are only down 10. 6 for 13 from three-point range in this matchup. Charlotte, Cincinnati coming up about a half hour after the conclusion of this game. Our second semifinal matchup. Bobby Luke's 49ers. Most likely headed to the NCAA tournament. Bob Huggins, Bearcats, pounding on the door saying we want a #1 seed in the NCAA tournament. And they might get it. They may end up in Chicago at the United Center.
Well, there's a lot left to be done. They've got to get past the 49ers, who've had great success in this tournament. Marquette is already in. Who's going to fill that blank? Is it going to be number 4 or number 1? We'll see in just a little bit. This will be our last game working together. I've enjoyed it all season long.
It's been a terrific season. Thank you very much, Jordy.
My pleasure.
Girls are saying bye to you, Jordy.
Well, that's awfully
They
nice.
like the job you've done.
Thank you.
With us.
And you are Marquette. And you have a heck of a ball club this year. And they travel well. And you've got an outstanding young coach who's looking up for bigger and better things as the season progresses.
That guy and his team, they have the fans in Milwaukee excited big time. 3 of the last 4 crowds, largest ever to watch college basketball in the state of Wisconsin.
Houston foul on the bucket opening. Smith, that is his 5th personal foul. He's 10th.
What a year it's been for Conference USA also. And we're talking about 7 teams
right there, huh?
going to postseason play, and 7 teams deserve to go to postseason play.
It's been a fun run. It's a league with great coaches. The level of players is getting better and better. It's going to be an outstanding league for years and years to come. It's been a ball all season long.
Job Rick Pitino's done. Coach Calipari with his Memphis Tigers.
There it is, Dominic Smith, 14 points. A guy that sacrificed for his club, went from the 2 guard to the point guard, left everything on the hardwood. A big round of applause, and well-deserved as he gets hugs from his teammates. Houston will come and play next year. They'll be a very difficult team to beat. That last loss is that last game is always a difficult one to swallow.
Namaka with the free throws. Here comes Jeremy Maguire. And he'll replace Patrick Okafor. And Okafor ends tentatively his career. Again, I'm of the belief that Houston's one of those squads that will get an NIT invite, especially with more teams going to the NIT this year.
I agree. I think they deserve it.
What did the NIT say when they expanded their field? They said that teams like Houston in these conferences that played well would get those invites, correct?
Absolutely correct. And they've had some good wins. They've had some tough losses against prominent teams. So we'll see what happens. I think they deserve it. We know where Marquette's going. Bigger and better things, but they would love nothing better on their resume than to call themselves Conference USA Tournament champions.
They were the Conference USA Tournament champions back in 1997. They ran the table that year. Won 4 games in 4 days. This year, with the number 2 seed, had the first round bye. Beat Louisville yesterday in a thriller if you missed it. Thanks to that guy at the line, Cordell Henry. The little guy just wouldn't be rattled. They knocked off the Cardinals. And that should be all she wrote.
Give both teams a lot of credit. Fans on their feet. A hard-fought game, but Marquette will play tomorrow.
85-73, the final score. Tom Crean, 3rd time they're in the Conference USA Finals. First under Crean. 1-1 in title game so far. More to be played for the Marquette Golden Eagles. We got a matchup tomorrow morning. They'll battle the winner of the Charlotte-Cincinnati game coming up in about a half hour. 85-73, final score. Ray McCallum and his Houston Cougars walk off the floor. Heads held high. They finish up 18-14, and they'll be waiting for a phone call from the NIT. Marquette now 26-5, and they continue to move on, and they could very well end up playing their first round NCAA matchup in Chicago at the United Center. Let's get it over to Jordy Hultberg.
Thank you very much. This is like deja vu all over again. We're back again another day, and Coach, Houston gave you all you wanted early. You had a couple of spurts that spread it out, and then in the end, he did it again.
He's the guy. We're still trying to get that 5th year, but he makes big plays. He runs our club. I thought we made some really big plays tonight, and we can always get better. That's a great time about this time of year. You know, you got to keep improving and keep moving forward, but we did. We're looking forward to it.
They took a vote in the Supreme Court. It was 13-1 against him coming back. You were the only coach in the league that said he wanted to come back.
Yeah, I can see that. I can understand that one for sure. He's a great player.
Look ahead, Coach. Cincy Charlotte. What do you look for in this game coming up?
One of the most intense battles Conference USA has seen. It'll be a great Cincinnati crowd, but Charlotte's up to the challenge. I think that's going to be 2 great teams going at it. You know, both have good front lines, both have really solid guards. Obviously, Steve Logan's more than solid. Joby Thomas is more than solid. So it's going to be a heck of a game, and we look forward to watching it and figuring out who we're going to see in the morning. We'll be back in a few hours.
You turned it around so quickly. Did you ever expect to have this many wins this quickly at Marquette?
These guys did. I can't say I did, but I know these guys did. They've worked, you know, the way they've sacrificed and the way they've worked, they deserve everything they're getting this year. There's no doubt about it.
Okay, Coach, thank you very much. Cordell, you're my main man, big guy. You step up again. I said there's nobody quicker with the dribble, getting his own shot off than you.
Well, I try to utilize that to my advantage. I mean, I'm smaller, so I got to use any advantage I can get. And quickness is my main weapon, so I'm going to use it.
You're the 10th ranked team in the country. Looking at that camera, tell the NCAA what kind of seed you want.
Whatever seed we can get. I mean, I never been there. This is my first time ever, so I just want whatever seed we can get. Just happy to be there. I don't want this to end right now.
Good luck in the championship game. Get some rest. Get off those feet.
All right.
Thank you very much. Cordell Henry, another full game for the man magic with the basketball. Louis, we'll throw it back to you.
All right, nice job, Jordy. Cordell Henry finishes up with 27. Final score, Marquette wins by 12, 85-73. Golden Eagles came into this matchup huddling up, getting ready. They smelled the championship game here in Cincinnati, but Houston said, nah, guys like Patrick Okafor said, we're going to make it difficult. It's my senior season. Tom Crean kept this team composed. Why? Because they want to end up in the title game tomorrow. Not only that, they wanted that 26th victory, and Henry and Wade shoot the Golden Eagles to the title game.